Hey everybody, here we go. It's turn 13. And let's just start down here in the southern part of the front. The broke off the Panzer Grenadiers. They SS Panzer Grenadiers took that city right there. What the heck is this name of this thing? Krasdar or something like that. And it got upgraded, so it's sitting there upgrading right now. Troops are motoring down the roadways and they're heading over here. If they can take this little junction right here, this port right there, that will free up these guys right here coming out of Sevastopol, that area. So if they can knock those guys out, then that brings in more troops. So that's kind of a good idea, trying to move that direction. Makes sense. We did have a battle. If you remember right, there was the Russian troops that were disrupted, trying to form a line right here, and they got crushed. And with the remnants of them are sitting right here. Some of them had to take a step loss, and since they were already at one step loss, they were eliminated. And so, but there's more troops parked right here, trying to defend down the road what's coming. There was a minor one-step unit that was here, and this cav was sitting here, and it broke free and hit him on the road right there, and just took a step loss. And since they're only one-step unit, they were eliminated. And I guess I forgot to advance after combat, so we're going to put them right there. So there you go. Over here in Stalingrad, the German forces have hit Stalingrad and smashed into it and dropped artillery and air force in there, along with, well, their tanks couldn't do them any good, but they hit Stalingrad itself and did force a step loss on one unit, but they made their determined defense, because all they need to do is roll a 2 or better and they make it. And if they have SS, or not SS, but any type of guards units in there, they automatically make it. So it's basically, you got one way to get them out of there, just grind them down. And they got enough supplies in there, or troops, that can last for a while. And let's just move up here to the northern part of the front, where the Germans have gone on the offensive. It's like, fell back the previous turn, organized, got everything squared away, and figure out, all right, where we're going to do the attack. And they did. They smashed a unit that was parked here, dropped artillery and tanks and everything, smashed into it, hit them hard, pushed them back, and they were full retreat right there. Keep rolling. You got roll to 6. And then there was another attack with this SS, or not SS, but this Panzer unit, and these guys right here smashed into this unit and put it in full retreat to there. And then during the advance, this Panzer group that was here hit the guards unit that were there. They already had us kind of weakened, and they were forced to take a step loss and do a full retreat. So now we got 2 fully step lost units sitting right there that are in full retreat. So it was a kind of a smashing success for the Germans. They gained a little ground back that they had taken earlier, but fell back to reconsolidate, and now they're moving forward again. So it does look like the Panzers are trying to make a full thrust straight through here, and maybe cut this line off through here, and then get the other side of the river, and then they can start advancing down the road that way. And it's been a protracted battle going on right now. There's been losses for the Russians, and the Germans are taking step losses in there. So eventually they're going to have to stop and reconsolidate, because you're seeing step loss units here and there. There's some infantry and stuff there parked underneath these Panzer units that have taken some step losses themselves. So not everybody's up to snuff. So eventually your attacks run out of steam and you have to stop and reconsolidate, and that takes time. You got to pull them out of the line and do that, and then they can't advance any while you're doing it. So kind of like what happened down here in the south for the Germans. You know, they took a turn and reconsolidated some infantry, got them back in here, some infantry being resupplied with, and the best you can do is move one hex, and you can't be, basically, I think you can't be in a zone of control either, so that's kind of like how I've been playing it. You pull them off the line and resupply them, get them up, you know, with reinforcements, and then put them back into the battle. That's kind of like how I'm dealing with it. So that is it right now for the Germans. We'll be back with the Soviets. Alrighty, everybody, here we go. It's turn 13 for the Soviets, and all they did was fall back, trying to form a defensive line, brought some reinforcements in from the Caucasus, railing these guys in here. These guys are under a rail, should be an under a rail marker. I forgot about that. There we go. Didn't want to get them too close because I think with all the mountainous areas and terrain that they can't advance very far, and they're basically holding the, you know, the valley right there. So I don't see the Germans getting past that, so they can disembark here the next turn. And let's see. Other than that, over here in Stalingrad, they moved some troops back in. And over here, you can see there's a train of troops coming in. They had the reinforcements, you know, they could build new units, and so they were pulling troops from way over. You see the big dead pile over there, pulling some in, and basically remnants, one-step units that are coming in and heading towards Stalingrad, because they definitely need to resupply those guys and help take that one city back that's held right there. So that's everything that's going on. You can see the big panoramic view of the big giant map. Now, over here, grab my tweezers. Alright, there was an attack. The armor that they did have advanced here hit this unit here with these guys as support there. And there was a step loss and from a determined defense. They did hold it, but they had to take a step loss, and the Germans did lose a unit. And over here, the Guards attacked the Romanian troops that were here and smashed through the line. You can see they're disrupted and fell back here. Not really good quality troops holding the middle of the line. But Germans do have some troops here coming up, because they did the same thing. They were pulling troops out of their line right here and advancing them around, trying to get them to form a new, extend their line out. It's easy to hold the river at this time because you got double defense on the other side of the river. So you're talking, all it takes is maybe 2 units or a unit and some tanks to hold. So pull the guys out, moving them up this way. So they're definitely in the place at the moment to get back in, form on the line. So the Guards smashed through here, crunched these guys pretty hard, smashed them back. And there's no, I think they're all step loss Romanian troops right now, so it won't take much to kill them. And all these troops right here will become now disrupted. Disrupted will become normal again. And they fell back into the city up there just to park themselves in a good defense. Guards parked in a city is more than enough to hold against what's coming their direction. So they'll probably be able to pull a guard unit out of that city right there and move them up to the line. Because having guards helps a lot, because there's elite troops, so you get a one shift right there. If you're attacking somebody that doesn't have any type of elite troops, like the Romanians. So you got the Romanians who were basically green troops versus veteran troops, and you got a couple double step shift right there. That's why the Romanians got kicked back so hard. But we'll see how the Germans come out in turn 14 and see if they can get that spearhead and smash through the lines here and maybe eventually break through. We don't know. Right now, the Soviets are like, we're still pushing as hard as we can. This is a interesting battle going on. Well, I would typically think of the Eastern Front. You know, nobody's getting a good advance, or, you know, they're pushing units back, pushing this strike, resupply, and constant resupply of low quality troops for the Russians at the moment. But, you know, you got what you got. Alright, so we'll be back with the turn of the Germans. Turn 14. And it does look like it's going to be... Whoa, the Russians next turn will get some armor to can bring some armor units back. Alright, we'll see what happens then. Yeah.